If there was an apostrophe over the E, I think you could argue that it's Tarjay.
Tarjay, Chalamet,
Timochier,
Cabaret,
Ray, Donovan.
Ray Donovan.
Donovan, comma, Ray. Damn it. Damn it. We in. What's up, everybody? What the fuck is wrong with us? Hey, guys. Welcome to the... Voice crack. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Chris and Kyle Show. He's Chris.
Yep.
And I'm Kyle. Yup. And this is our show.
Welcome to the loopy episode,
Yeah,
guys.
we're feeling weird right now.
Yeah. We're recording late at night because they've been doing a lot of construction lately. They're redoing the balcony outside of our house, like the walkway.
Yeah.
And,
I think they're done because when I got home tonight, there was
they
no
done
caution
completely?
tape or anything anywhere.
Are they done complete? They said Thursday is when they're going to be done
Oh,
completely.
wait. Are they going to do the other halves of them still probably?
Yeah.
You know what I think? It's unnecessary work. I didn't care about the walkways. They were fine.
Sure. Sure.
But like, I also drive my car and I don't care. You know what I mean? There's just dents in it and I just don't care.
You're not the type of person who's
Yeah.
going to be caring about the aesthetic quality.
Aesthetic quality is not very important to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, what's new? Bugaboo.
Yeah. I want to talk about a movie that I saw.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What movie? Ray Donovan?
Shut the fuck up, dude. Okay, so I saw Lincoln again.
Nice.
For my poli-sci class.
Lincoln is one of those movies where you watch it once and you're like, that was great. I never want to see it again.
I'm glad that I saw it again.
Yeah?
For this specific reason. There are so many fucking people in that movie that I didn't
Dane
realize
DeHaan.
Dane DeHaan. But
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
I think we knew that Dane DeHaan was in that movie, like when we saw it, because Chronicle came out
Yeah,
before
yeah,
that.
yeah,
We
yeah,
were all like already on the Dane DeHaan train,
Yeah.
right? Did you know
Dane
that?
DeTrain.
Shut the fuck up. Fucking. Did you know that Adam Driver's in that movie?
Yes.
I didn't know that Adam Driver
No,
was in
but
that
that's
movie.
super dope. Also, he belongs in that movie.
He has like
It makes a
lines
lot
in
of
that
sense.
movie.
Is he like one of the like representatives of the government?
He's one of the guys who does the do 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 do
Oh,
do
okay.
do thing.
So
I don't know what that
he
is.
basically does what Danny Pudi does in Captain America: Civil War.
That's Morse code, right? That's Morse code.
Michael Morse code?
Michael
Morse code?
Morse code.
Morse code.
Yeah. But
Yes.
he's the person who's
Yes.
standing there and like listening to it and
Yes.
fucking writing the messages down.
Yes. Also, I meant Winter Soldier, not Civil War. Sorry.
Okay.
I've offended myself. I'm an idiot.
Yeah. Incredible ass movie. So many fucking people in it.
Yeah.
Fucking what's his name? Earl Haley? Jackie Earl Haley?
Jackie Earl Haley?
Yeah.
Rorschach?
Yeah. Yeah.
Does he ever say, "You're stuck in here with me"?
No, he doesn't do that. But he is the VP of the Confederacy in that movie, which is he has
Makes
a really
sense.
good.
That makes sense.
He has a really good scene in that movie where him and somebody else that are like leaders in the Confederacy. This is after the 13th Amendment was passed,
Okay.
and he's sitting down across the table from Lincoln, and they're getting rid of slavery.
Yep.
And Jackie Earl Haley, as the VP of the Confederacy, is saying, well, now that we're not going to have slavery, it's going to cripple our economy.
Yep.
It's something that's so ingrained in our traditions that we're going to completely lack an identity. Like,
That's
how are
fucked
we gonna,
up. That's
how are we
fucked
going
up.
to deal with this?
Okay.
And then the person that's sitting next to him basically calls Lincoln like an aggressive oppressor.
Okay.
And like, it's such a good scene because it completely like identifies the sort of like ironic psychology of an oppressor, right? Where they think that like, because you're removing their rights to remove other
Yes.
humans' rights,
Yes.
they believe that's oppression.
Yes.
I think it's really good.
A lot of
Really
people
good
could.
scene.
A lot of people could serve to learn that lesson. I'm going through the cast of that movie right now. It's fucking bonkers. Bonkers.
It's crazy how many people are in the movie.
It's insane. Like, Daniel Day-Lewis, obviously. Sally Field, obviously. Joseph Gordon-Levitt, obviously. James Spader, Tommy Lee Jones.
James Spader is somebody who I forgot
John
was in it.
Hawkes, Jackie Earl Haley, Tim Blake Nelson, Jared Harris, Lee Pace,
The dude that's
Jeremy
in
Strong,
Suits.
who is in Succession.
The
and
dude
is
that's
amazing.
in Suits that plays
David Costabile.
is that
his name?
Is that the actor's name? David
Apparently.
Costabile.
I don't know if I'm pronouncing it. right.
Constable?
This guy.
Yeah. That
Yeah, the asshole in Suits.
Who,
Yes.
Yeah, who does he play in Suits? Do you know?
He's whatever the law firm is called in season 1. He's one of them. Hardman.
Daniel Hardman.
Daniel Hardman.
Yeah.
Nice. Teamwork.
Got there.
Teamwork.
Awful high five.
You have a pen in your hand.
Sorry.
Makes it hard. Walton Goggins. David Oyelowo. Dane DeHaan. Elizabeth Marvel, dude, from House of Cards. She
I
played.
haven't seen all of House of Cards.
Oh, you haven't? Okay,
No.
okay. I haven't finished House of Cards.
I've seen enough.
After I haven't seen the last 2 seasons.
I
of
got
House
to
of
the
Cards.
point, I think I've watched it through 2 times. Every time I get to the scene where Mahershala Ali's shirtless, I just start jerking off so much that I quit watching it completely.
Dude, I forgot. He's really good in that show.
Yeah.
I mean, he's really good in everything he does,
Yeah.
but like, he's hot.
Yeah.
He's hot in that show. There's a certain energy.
Mm-hmm.
He's a lobbyist, and you're like, you're so fucking evil and corrupt, but you're hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you morally corrupt if you watch House of Cards now from the beginning? Do you have to like just start like after?
After,
Kevin
like in the
Spacey
last
leaves?
season, after Kevin Spacey's not in it
Yeah.
anymore, when Robin Wright takes over
Yeah.
as president, I haven't even seen it, and I know that happens.
Yeah. Do you think anybody in the world is still like, yeah, I love the Cosby Show? You know,
Probably.
like yeah, it's my favorite show.
Probably. Like, yes.
Like
I'm
they'll-
going
like
to
they'll-
give
they
you a
would say that?
definitive yes.
Like they would say that,
Yeah.
especially if like, what if they're like trying to make a first impression?
I think definitely for older people, they just don't care.
Like if you were like trying to impress your girlfriend's parents,
Uh-huh.
right? Could you name a worse show to like as your favorite show than the Cosby Show?
I mean, not if they're like in the KKK. And they're just like, that gives black people a bad name, so they like that you like it or something.
Okay, that's an interesting take.
But it's a whole, like, if that's your situation, you're in run.
right.
You don't want to be in that situation.
Yeah.
Or like, if Bill Cosby is your girlfriend's dad. Or your girlfriend's grandpa. Or something. And you're trying to impress him. But if
Yeah.
that's the situation you're in, run.
Also run.
And don't drink anything around you, just in case. Just in case. Anyway, Lincoln's good. I'm guessing you had to watch that for poli sci.
Yeah, political science. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
David Oyelowo's in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
He's good. He doesn't.
Yeah, very, very.
He doesn't do enough.
He's very short
I
amount.
feel like he doesn't get enough work.
Doesn't get a lot of screen time.
He
Very little.
he was Martin Luther King in Selma, right?
Yes.
He was also in Star Wars Rebels a lot. He's a voice in Star Wars Rebels. Speaking of Star Wars, did you hear the Star Wars stuff that happened? D&D, David. Hold on, I always mix their names up.
You can do it. I
David
believe in you.
Benioff and DB Weiss.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Nailed it. D&D, the showrunners of Game of Thrones, they were supposed to make a Star Wars trilogy, and they pulled out yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, "Yeah, we're not going to do this anymore." They said they have it conflicts too much with their commitments to their Netflix deal to make original programming for Netflix. And like honestly, I feel like we should be kind of chill with that. Like we should be like good. That's my hot take.
That it's
That is a good thing that they're
It's a
not
good
doing
thing?
it. Yeah.
Why is that?
It's multi-layered. Layer number 1 is if you cannot give your full attention to an important project, you probably shouldn't do the project.
Mm-hmm.
That's like
Yeah.
the most basic level.
Mm-hmm.
Level number 2 is like, I think that there's a point in Game of Thrones where you can tell they lose their stride. And it's after they get past where George R.R. Martin got to. And that's when things start breaking apart and people start nitpicking the show and a lot of decisions and a lot of arc choices and rushedness of the show. And it was a combined reasonings of like them wanting to finish it and them not really knowing what to do because they knew where they were and then George R. R. Martin told them what happens at the end, and they were like, well, we need to fill in this giant gap. And,
Yeah.
I'm not going to be one of those people that's like, the writing on the last season of Game of Thrones is terrible and everything's horrible. I liked it. I enjoyed the last season. There are things I didn't like about it. There are choices they made I didn't like. There were things that were rushed that I think could have been done if they took the time to really lay the seeds down for them. But at the same time, maybe they aren't the people that I would choose to helm a Star Wars trilogy going forward.
Do you feel like they kind of it's almost like with the first, 3-4 seasons of that show, it's almost like they set up they established a narrative and a pace for the show that they could never pay off. Because everything is so deliberate, and everything is so and that was one of the things.
Are you referring partially to the way travel changes in the past few seasons?
I mean, travel, that's a very specific thing.
Yeah, because you can get, in the first 4 seasons of Game of Thrones, it takes forever to get anywhere.
Right.
And after that, it takes no time to get anywhere.
But it's not just, that's a very specific component of the umbrella sort of effect that I'm talking about.
Okay.
Right? I'm talking about overall, character development and arcs that are just there's a lot of rapid changes.
Do I think that they set it up to where they could not live up to it? No. I'm going to say no to your question, and I'm going to give you the caveat of why. Because they made the choice to end it when they did. They could have had all the time they wanted. HBO would have let them make 10 seasons of that show. They chose to end it when they did. Because, assumedly, reportedly, they wanted to move on to their Star Wars trilogy, which now makes it even weirder. Right. They did a rush job to end Game of Thrones to get to this next project, and now they're bailing on that project.
Right.
And this is all coming off the tails of a weird Twitter thread that was going around of them being quote tweeted at an interview they did where they were just saying a bunch of weird stuff about the Game of Thrones film process and how they didn't really know what they talked a lot about how they didn't know what they were doing and how they were kind of like riding on their coattails or riding that's not the right phrase. I'm mixing up idioms. I don't know the idiom.
You ride on somebody else's
coattails. Yeah.
I mean,
the seat of their pants. That's what I'm looking for.
Flying
by the seat of their pants. There we go.
They were skinning the teeth of the chickens that they caught.
Yeah, they were flying. They were flying by the seat of their pants
that they had on their high horse.
But yeah, they talked a lot about that kind of stuff and how a lot of
moss on a Mississippi tree.
Did you know? I didn't know this. Did you know that they shot the pilot of Game of Thrones and it was so bad that HBO made them recast and redo it? I just learned that. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
I want to know who that original cast was.
Yeah,
a lot of no names, right?
I don't know. Apparently, one guy on that cast was one of the dudes cast in one of the prequel pilots, the one that just got canceled today. So I don't know if you heard about this either. Today there was 2 Game of Thrones announcements or Game of Thrones universe announcements. One, The Long Night or whatever they were going to call it, the one with Naomi Watts that had a full cast that they've already shot a pilot for. HBO was like, yeah, we're not going to make that. They must have gotten the pilot or seen the process of where they are so far, and they canceled it. But they announced a full series order for the other one about the Targaryens. It's called House of the Dragon, I think is what the title's going to be. Set 300 years before Game of Thrones, whereas the other one was going to be thousands of years before Game of Thrones. I almost wonder if the public backlash of season 8 has made them wary of putting too many eggs in that basket. You know what I mean? Because there were rumors that they had 5 prequel ideas. Mm-hmm. That's too many to me. I understand why HBO wouldn't want to make 5. That's a lot. That takes you from being HBO to being the Game of Thrones channel. Mm-hmm. It's what are you doing? It's kind of like how the CW is basically the Arrowverse and then a bunch of shows for teenage girls.
Right.
Which, I mean, the Arrowverse shows are also for teenage girls, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Yeah, it's understandable. Going back to Star Wars, Mandalorian 2.
Yo.
The second trailer came out.
I'm so excited. Comes out in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking.
I got my pre-sign up on Disney Plus. I'm ready.
So wait, is Disney Plus live yet?
The 12th. And it comes out like The Mandalorian's going to be available the day of.
The day
Yes,
that
but
Disney
I'm
Plus
pretty sure
drops.
Disney Plus is doing weekly release, so I think it's just going to be one episode is available.
Okay.
And we've talked about this, how I'm kind of coming back around on that a little bit.
Oh, on the weekly instead of
So yeah, we've talked about it before, but like I think on event shows, weekly is good. On stuff that isn't event viewing, I think I would rather just binge it. But like, for example, a show like Game of Thrones, a show like Succession, every week I get hyped for the new episode of Succession to come out, and then I can I can listen to podcasts, and I can watch these episodes going over, web shows going over like what happened in the episode and breaking down themes and talking about different stuff like that. For event shows, I like that because everybody wants to talk. There's a lot of buzz about it, and Game of Thrones is the ultimate example of that. I feel like The Mandalorian could be that kind of show because it's a Star Wars show. It just depends on how big Disney Plus gets right away, I guess, a little bit. But I'm excited for it a lot.
Do you ever worry about the like one downside of like releasing shows weekly, right? Being like the amount of influence that audience perception has on the writing process of certain shit. So
I
like
mean, most of the time TV is like at least 4 or 5 episodes ahead.
Right. Fair.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Right.
Which was shown to great aplomb. I don't know if that's the right word. I just wanted to say it. In the new season of The Good Place, when they have a fantastic set of jokes about Blake Bortles getting injured because one of the characters is from Jacksonville and loves Blake Bortles.
Right.
Or Blake Bortles getting cut by the Jaguars. And then this most recent episode this week, they talked about how Nick Foles was the new quarterback and then immediately talked about how Nick Foles' clavicle broke. And it was really, like, I was like, yes, they included it. I'm so happy. Because now I want some Gardner Minshew jokes.
Yeah, so what do you think about this trailer?
The new one? That's fucking dope. Like, the most impressive thing might just be, like, how much budget you... Like, it looks like a movie. It's beautiful. Like,
yeah.
Star Wars as a product is so ripe for, like, just cinematography and just beautiful shots and environments and cool shit.
Yeah.
Like, that opening shot of just, like, all the stormtrooper helmets on pikes is so cool.
Yeah.
And the suit, like, the Mandalorian suit is just so cool. And then you've got Werner Herzog doing that weird accent. What's the one word that he makes 4 different words?
Coming.
Coming. They are coming for you. You're the best in the parsec.
Yeah. He's got such a cool voice.
Incredible voice.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, I would agree with you.
Bill Burr's in that show?
Did you see him in the trailer?
No, I didn't catch it. I saw people talking about it, but I didn't catch it.
Yeah, it's
I have to
very
rewatch it.
Like it's half a second.
Yeah.
But when I caught it, it's him like shooting blasters.
The first trailer, you see him from behind. He like looks back.
I don't even
in
know
this
if I caught
trailer. Apparently there's like a part of scene of
He's-
him.
Yeah, it's just like half a second, and he's fucking dual wielding blasters.
Good for
and He's
him.
got like a little
That's
aggressive
dope.
face, and I was just like, oh, is he just? I was like, is he gonna be doing a Bill Burr thing? Why is he in here? Like what?
They needed a curmudgeon. That's why he's in there. I'm excited, man. I think it's going to be really good. I think it looks dope. And the cool part is like, if this is good, and then if the Obi-Wan show is good, what other dope shows are we going to get in the Star Wars world?
Is there any part of you that feels guilty for getting Disney Plus?
Nope.
No.
Nope. What? Because there are corporate overlords? I don't give a shit. Fucking go ahead. Undermine my morality.
Because
your little joke.
because they support China,
No.
Chinese government.
I mean, China supports Disney. Disney just doesn't want to make the Chinese government angry
Yeah.
because they make so much money
So they're
from the
going to
Chinese
give the illusion
people.
that they're
Yeah.
like, oh no,
Yeah.
like we're with you.
We with you. We
We
good.
good.
We good.
We chilled out.
Listen, dude.
Just don't.
If any entity in the universe owns my soul, the most it's Disney. They just do.
Yeah, man.
They got me as a youngin.
Right.
They got me early.
Yeah, it's like an infection.
They indoctrinated me early.
It's an infection that you can't fucking get rid of.
They told me Hakuna Matata, and they told me, the Hercules song about finding your place in the world. They just told me all these. They just they made me feel so much in such a young age, and now it's over.
Yeah,
I'm all in.
Yeah, dude, you get infected with it.
I hope they buy Spider-Man's whole catalog. That's a rumor that they're gonna buy all the Spider-Man stuff, so they can stop with this nonsense.
I hope so.
I say do it.
Hope so.
I say do it. Or as Emperor Palpatine would say, do it. Do you think he's coming back? Do you think he's legit?
No.
Me neither.
Probably not. No.
I think it's a dream. It's like a dream or a
Some
Force
kind of
Ghost thing.
Yeah, Force Ghost.
It'd be cool if he was a Force Ghost because that's not a thing. Like
hologram?
the Sith don't do that.
The Sith don't Force Ghost?
That'd be an interesting development.
I don't know enough.
There's apparently there was an article going around I think today that the first episode of The Mandalorian, it just said has like shattering Star Wars universe spoiler, and I was like, what does that mean? Like, technically everything that happens in the episode is a spoiler for the Star Wars universe, right? What is it like? Is it one of my friends at work today was like, oh, what are they going to reveal who Rey's parents are in the first episode of The Mandalorian? I was like, that would be weird if they did something like that.
That would be super strange, right?
But I'd be kind of into it, honestly. Be kind of interesting. But yeah, I was like, how big of a spoiler can you make? I don't know what that means. I'm hype. You know HBO's having a new streaming service too? That they just did a whole trailer thing for today. HBO Max. They're going to have Rick and Morty on it.
On HBO?
Yeah, HBO Max is what it's called. It's going to have like all Cartoon Network backlog, a bunch of DC shows, all Warner Brothers stuff.
That's really specific.
Yeah. They're making a Green Lantern show.
Okay.
They announced today. Like a big budget Green Lantern show.
That's cool.
And
I mean,
like,
I've really enjoyed every Green Lantern product.
You've never seen Green Lantern, the animated series, and it's really good. So you need to calm down.
What if I did?
You didn't.
What if I?
I know you didn't see that show.
What if I have seen Green Lantern?
Then you would be agreeing with me that it's really good.
What if I have?
Then you would be agreeing.
But what if I have? I haven't seen it.
I know you haven't seen it.
Has there been any other live action movies with Green Lantern?
Not that I know, unless there's like some weird old one, but like they haven't made one since the Ryan Reynolds debacle. Which, luckily he's able to make fun of regularly.
So they're coming out with an original Green Lantern series, HBO is?
Yeah, Green Lantern TV show.
Is it live action?
Yeah.
It's live action.
Like big budget, like Mandalorian budget movie.
That's cool.
Yeah, dope. I wonder if they'll just put all the Green Lanterns in it. Because there's like 5 of them. There's Hal Jordan, there's Jon Stewart, there's Guy Gardner, there's Kyle Rayner. Mm-hmm. Now there's Simon Baz and Jessica Cruz. There's 6. Mm-hmm. There's Alan Scott, the original Green Lantern from the Golden Age comics. That's 7. Then, of course, there's all the aliens, but they don't count because, they're not humans. So fuck them. Yeah. There's a whole planet that's a Green Lantern.
A planet that is one of the...
Mogo.
Wait, hold on.
The planet Mogo is a Green Lantern.
Does it have a ring around it?
It, has a design of a ring if you see it from space. Has the design of
like Saturn
the
has
lantern
a ring?
design. No. Like on its surface, it has like the design, like the Green Lantern symbol.
Yeah,
it has that on it. If you look from outer space.
Oh, okay.
Like if you look at Earth and you see the continents and
it's
you see
engraved or something. Like
no, I don't. Like it's like it wears a costume.
A trench.
It's like it wears a costume.
Like
any
like
Green
wall?
Lantern. I don't think so.
Like the wall.
Because when they walk around on Mogo, it's just like a normal place.
It's called Mogo.
Yeah. The sentient planet Mogo in Sector 0, the center of the universe. You like Kilowog? Kilowog's dope. You poozer.
I don't know shit about Green Lantern, dude. Mogo sounds like it's some type of discount at a department store.
Like Morgo? Like yeah, I see what you mean. Makes sense. We're spiraling.
Yeah, we are. Let's talk about NBA shit.
All right.
Such an awful episode. Sorry, guys.
Jimmy G buckets.
Yeah. Miami's done well. They won tonight, right?
Yeah.
They fucking blew out the Hawks.
We're 3-1. I mean, we won by like 12, I think.
Oh, okay. I thought they won by 1.
Trae Young got hurt though.
Yeah.
I felt bad. He landed on Justice's
that
foot.
ankle did not look good.
No, apparently he's gonna be out a couple weeks at the least.
Your boy Tyler Hero dropping 29.
He went nuts.
19 and a fucking quarter, man.
He's still not our rookie averaging the highest.
Really?
Kendrick Nunn, dude. He's averaging like 23 points a game.
Wow, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Deion Waiters is
Did you
still.
guys draft? Was
No, he was on the Warriors G League team last year.
Ah.
And we were like, hey, come spend the summer with us.
So he's still technically a rookie.
Yeah, this is his rookie season.
Huh.
Yeah.
How long was he in the G League?
Just last year. He's like a 3 or 4 year college player at
So
Illinois.
how old is he?
I think he's 24. He's older than Justice. So I think he's 24. He's balling, though. I mean, like, so Deion Waiters was suspended for the first game of the season, and then he was unsuspended but didn't go on the 2-game road trip. And then tonight we were back home, and he was there, but he wasn't dressed or something. I don't know what. Like, I think they might be J.R. Smithing him. They're just like, go away. If we can trade you, we will. If not, you just won't be around.
Who would want Deion Waiters, do you think?
He's the ultimate tank commander. Get him on the Hornets.
Yeah?
He's the ultimate.
Hornets, yeah,
He's the ultimate tank
Are the Hornets
commander.
doing better than
They've been
people would
playing
expect?
tight games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like almost
But also,
every team.
yeah, it's like the beginning. It's one of those things where you're like, you know,
It's the beginning of the season.
Exactly.
Every team has hope.
yeah, and no one's worn down at all, really, and yeah. Exactly. Eventually, everything will regress to the mean, and teams will just be who they are.
How much of Kendrick Nunn's performances do you think is sustainable? Like these numbers that he's getting?
They're going to go
23
down
points
because I mean those 3 games we didn't have Jimmy, so there was a lot more shots going around.
Right.
First of all, he's starting though.
Okay.
He's the starting 2 guard.
Okay.
It's Justice, him, Jimmy. So far, it's been Myers Leonard. I think it'll be Kelly Olynyk when he gets his sea legs back under him, and then bam.
Why do you think he's been so overlooked? Why aren't?
I don't think he was drafted because he had character issues in college. He got, I think, kicked off his team in his senior year or something like that. I think he had a domestic assault allegation or something like that, and then he was not drafted, and then he spent a year in the G League last year. He's a great scorer. Maybe he's not a good defender. I don't really know a lot about him. Like, maybe he's just one of those dudes. He's just a pure scorer. Like, he's not a great passer, not a great defender. I don't really know.
Right.
I know he can score. That's what I know.
But if you can do that in this league, I feel like
You've got a spot.
you got a spot.
Yeah.
I feel like you guys are kind of like you kind of have like a Boston thing where like you'll kind of go after those guys that might have character issues, right? And like
then you put him in that Heat culture, baby.
yeah, you put him in the Heat.
You put him in the culture grinder.
and you like obviously like your best player right now.
I mean,
is
Hassan
someone who's-
Whiteside was a huge example of that in the year he popped off.
Deion Waiters is someone who's like he hasn't been good enough in order to really validate, you know.
But
these kind of
that's like
characteristics.
that's a big reclamation project to take on.
What do you mean?
Like, you have to do some Pangea shit to get the island into the rest of the continent, and it's too stubborn, you know.
Right. It's going to take a few million years.
Yeah, exactly. James Johnson's been a little bit of a disappointment, but he's also older, and like he was hurt last year a lot. We'll see. Like he's
Been banished to the shadow.
he
realm,
was
right?
banished to the Shadow Realm. He's now back. He passed his conditioning test.
Uh-huh.
That was the other thing this season. Like Pat Riley had talked about how he felt like he had let the like his demands. He was being a little looser with them over the past like couple seasons, and he was like, no more of that shit.
Yeah.
We're not fucking around anymore. You're gonna come in here and you're gonna do what we want, or you're done. And I mean, he backed it up. He kicked James Johnson out of training camp because he didn't pass the conditioning test, and then he suspended Deion Waiters for being annoying on the bench, essentially complaining about preseason minutes. What you doing? We'll see. We've had a really good start. I'm excited. Tonight was Jimmy Butler's first game. I think he had like 20, 21 points. He got to the line a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It cut into so here's the thing. Like, it's only one game, so I'm not going to overreact or anything, but Justice had a stinker tonight, and he's been great this year.
Right.
He's averaging, I think, like 19, 9, and 6.
Yeah, there was that one game that he dropped like 27, 7, and 7, right?
Yeah, that was game 1. He dropped to LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
He's averaging 19, 9, and 6 with, I think, a block and a steal every game. And he's been playing really good defense. His on-off numbers are bonkers on defensive rating. but he only put up 7 shots. He only made 1 tonight. He didn't have the ball in his hands as much. I don't think he had any assists, and if he did, it was like 1 or 2. So it's going to be like, it's going to take some time to get the feeling down of like him and Jimmy sharing the court together. And then when Jimmy goes off and it's him and Goran, like Goran came in cooking tonight. And when he's like that, like that's what he's here for now. He's on the team now to be the 6th man to come off the bench and score. That's what his job is. And now, like, Tyler Hero's not going to drop 29 all the time. He's a rookie, and he's also coming off the bench. Yeah. So him and Goran are both coming in, and they're gonna shoot.
But the thing is, if you're fucking 8th, 9th guy who's a rookie can drop fucking 15 points a night, which Tyler Hero can absolutely do.
Yeah, for sure. I would say Tyler's probably like our 7th or 8th guy. Mm-hmm. Goran is 6. Derek Jones Jr. is probably 7. So he's probably the 8th guy. I'm like, it's also weird though, because you could say Myers Leonard is actually like the 9th guy, but he starts. You know what I mean? Okay. He's in that like weird spot where he starts, but he only plays like 17 minutes.
Right.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah. Spo always has
kind of like a
one
DJ
dude.
Augustine thing.
Spo always has one dude, and it's usually a white dude, power forward that can shoot threes that starts and only plays like 16 minutes a game.
Mm-hmm.
The Luke Babbitt role. Anyway, what else is going on around the NBA? The Lakers lost their first game and people freaked out, and then they won every other game since then. AD just had like 40 and 9. I got a Bleacher Report update. 40-20 game. He got a standing ovation from Staples after putting up video game number to end third quarter.
Anthony Davis did.
Yes. First Lakers player with 40-plus points and 20-plus rebounds in a game since Shaq in 2003. He's doing AD shit.
Yeah.
He's making fun of LeBron's hairline on the bench. He's telling him to fix it. That was funny. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't? He was like, LeBron was running and his headband like went down. And AD was like, fix your headband. And LeBron was like, oh, shit. It was pretty funny.
Fucking LeBron going through some shit, man. Yeah. Fucking he had to.
But, dude, he sent a taco truck to the firefighters today.
That's pretty cool.
That was dope.
That's cool.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
There's some fucking
just like people are fucking multiples, man. Just because LeBron bowed down to China doesn't mean he can't also do good shit.
Yeah.
Ooh, the Mavericks beat the Nuggets tonight. How'd Luka do? Luka's been going nuts. Oh, he had 12 points.
Can you look up how KP is doing?
Because I feel like KP only had 10 tonight. This is a weird game. The Mavericks beat the Nuggets tonight, and no one on their team had more than 14 points. But everyone except Dwight Powell had double-digit scoring.
You say everyone except Luka had more than 14?
No, 14 was the highest.
Out of everybody
on their team. But everyone, they played 10 guys, and 9 of them had double-digit scoring.
Right.
So between 10 and 14.
Okay.
That's crazy. Paul Millsap, meanwhile, dropped 23. Jokic dropped the lowest effort triple-double you can have. 10, 10, and 10.
Yeah, so we're like 3 games into the season.
Yeah, most teams are 3
for the most part. Fucking, what are your biggest surprises so far?
The Hawks have been really competitive. They've been playing teams hard, and like I think we could have beat a full strength Hawks team tonight, the Heat. Yeah. But one of the reasons the Heat lost, Trae Young got hurt, or the Heat won, Trae Young got hurt, and they played a back-to-back in Philly last night, and they had a war with Philly last night. Like they played Philly hard. They've been competing with everybody.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of other. The Kings are a surprise in a bad way.
Okay.
They've been kind of clunkers a little bit.
I think my biggest one is probably the Pacers so far.
They've also been kind of clunky early.
I mean, this is early on in the season, so I think that
the Pelicans are 0-4.
They'll pick it back up. Like if I'm going to bet on one team, it's going to be like if I were to bet on either the Pacers or the Hawks to make the playoffs, I would bet on the Pacers. But yeah, 0-3 to start off the season. Surprising.
They're last in the East right now. They're the only team without a win in the East right now. Yeah. I'm looking at the standings. If the playoffs started today, 3 games into the season, the Magic would be the 9 seed.
Oh, they'd be the 9 seed?
Yeah, the Nets have the 8 seed with the same record.
Yeah, I think this morning we were 1-2 at the 8th seed, and I was like, okay, whatever.
What a stupid thing if the playoffs started today.
Yeah.
after the third game. The Spurs are undefeated. The T-Wolves have been a pleasant surprise, too.
Yeah.
Cat has been going nuts. Fuck Andrew Wiggins, by the way. Fuck that guy. Popping off. What are you fucking... One time in a century, you decide to go crazy. And it's got to be against the Heat in the fourth quarter?
Dude, he fucking, like, now that he's got his new haircut, it fucking throws me off, dude.
Yeah.
Because, like,
it's
when
like
I see
Mobamba.
him, I'm like, is that Okaji? Is that Okaji?
Is that
And I'm like,
Okogie?
nah.
I still get that when I look at the Magic. Like Mo Bamba. Didn't Jonathan Isaac do something too? Or
So
no?
okay, so John Isaac will occasionally put his hair in cornrows, but he goes back and forth.
You know who else has been competitive even though they're not winning their games is the Thunder. Shea's been balling.
Yeah. Well, they beat who the fuck did they beat? The Warriors. They beat the Warriors.
Yeah,
really
but
bad.
the Warriors.
That's another surprise.
I mean, is it?
Yeah. And I think that they're going to be okay.
Yeah. They won yesterday.
Yeah,
they're 1-2.
I would still bet on them to make the playoffs.
They like Steve Kerr made an early season adjustment though. Like he started Draymond at center yesterday, in an attempt to shake things up. And I think Looney might have been hurt, so they haven't had Looney. I know Cauley Stein is hurt; they haven't had him. But I mean, when you look at who's playing for them, it's like a bunch of dudes I've never heard of. It's crazy. And that, boys and girls, is the danger of so many max players on your team because then you can't get other guys. Who else has been a surprise? I don't think anyone else has been very surprising. Like, the Clippers look great. That's not a surprise. The Bulls are 1-3. I don't know. I don't want to overreact to anything early.
No.
Dude, I didn't know. I forgot Jabari Parker was on the Hawks. I thought he was still on the Wizards.
Yeah.
And then tonight he, like, dunked on somebody during the Heat game. And I was like, oh, wait, Jabari Parker's on the Hawks now?
Yeah, I think I brought it up on our preview episode.
I just forgot that.
That I think that was like a good pickup for them.
Yeah. It's definitely a good spot for him to sort of do a personal reclamation project.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Maybe learn a little bit from Vince Carter about being a professional and playing defense. LeBron James stands up on the bench and screams, "Taco Tuesday." Crowd goes crazy. Lakers up 27. That is a tweet. That's so stupid. Gee, 40-20. That's fucking nuts. Okay. Anthony Davis, 40-20 night, right? What do you think he shot from the line? Like, how many free throws do you think he shot to get 40 points?
18.
27 free throws.
Get the fuck out of here.
26 of 27 from the line.
Holy shit.
It's probably just all Jaren Jackson Jr. just fouling the shit out of him.
Uh-huh.
Jesus. That's crazy.
27 free throws? Oh, my God.
Whee!
Get
to the line, my dude.
Them's James Harden numbers.
Bruh, James Harden is shooting like 16% from three.
Yeah.
But he's getting to the line so much, it doesn't matter. He's so annoying.
Does Markelle Fultz have a higher fucking
so
three-point percentage right now than James Harden?
I mean, I can do some research and find out.
He went from fucking 1 for 18 in that one game. So I'm guessing that fucking Markelle Fultz.
Yeah, and then he went like 3 of 17.
Mm-hmm.
Any
I'm pretty sure Markel's right around 20%.
I mean, maybe. This is going to take me a hot sec to look
at
look
22%. And then
are you just going to be? We need to put like a whiteboard up in the apartment that just says like Markel's current 3-point percentage, and you can change it every day, just so we all know. We'll put it right here.
His field goal percentage is actually pretty healthy. Fucking like
42% from the field right now, 25% from three.
Yeah,
he's hot 55 from the line.
He's 55% from the line, but how many free throws?
0.7 per game. Where's the total? I hate looking on mobile and having to like scroll. I don't know the total.
0.7 per game.
Something like
We've
that.
played
so like,
3 games.
Yeah. Less than 3? I don't know.
How can you have 2.1?
I don't know, man.
You said free throws, right?
Oh, wait. That was the career I was looking at. I'm so sorry. He's 1,000% from free throw line.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. 2-point percentage is actually 62% this year. I was looking at the career numbers by accident. He's shooting way better than I said. Yeah, 62% from the field. Where's 3-point?
62% from
From
two.
from two, sorry.
Yeah, that's not from the field.
23% from three. 47% from the field.
Yeah.
23% from three. There we go. That's our number.
So 47 and 23.
Yeah.
Okay. There we go.
This is really entertaining. while I fucking Google. Who's the other person? Oh,
James
Harden.
Harden.
James Harden. Bam. People call him El Chapo.
Who the fuck calls what?
He's got two nicknames on Basketball Reference: The Beard and El Chapo. Also, his middle name is Edward, and he's a junior. I learned so much today. James Harden field goal percentage, 2019, 29%. Field goal percentage. 3-point percentage, 15. My dude. That's okay, though, because his free throw percentage is 96.
Yep.
And he's averaging 16 attempts per game.
Yep.
It's so stupid.
That makes sense.
It's so dumb. I hate it so much. Yo, so today was the trade deadline in the NFL, and only one trade happened. First of all, my take on the trade deadline is that it needs to be at least 2 weeks later. It's dumb that it happens right now. Halfway through the year. This is like the halfway point of the season. When is the NBA trade deadline?
2/3 into the season.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It should be week 12 in the NFL. That would be so much doper. Because then you have more teams who, like, they know where they stand. And they know what types of moves they need to be making for their futures, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if you're a team who's like week 12 and you're like 8-4 or 7-5 and you're like, we just need that one great player to get over the hump.
Yeah.
You're going to make that move then. You're not going to make that move when you're at week 8 and you're 5-4 or whatever. You don't know. And if you're also 4-7 or 3-8 or whatever, you're like sell, sell, sell. You know who made the only move today?
Who?
The Miami fucking Dolphins.
What did they do?
They did a complete basketball trade. Like it was a total NBA move. They bought Aqib Talib's contract, but they made a 5th-round pick be attached to it. And they're like, we'll give you back a 7th-round pick in 2 years. And Aqib Talib is on IR, and he's in the last year of his contract. He will never play a snap for the Dolphins.
Yeah, that's
It's so fucking...
Did you hear about what the Magic are trying to do with Mozgov's contract?
Yes, they're trying to get that injury thing, right?
Yeah.
But he also like recently signed with a European team.
It's really weird.
So it makes it difficult.
It's super weird
Yeah.
because, like, okay, so this past season, I want to say either this past season, I want to say this season was supposed to be the last year of his contract, but
you stretched it.
they stretched the contract for another 3
years or
years,
something,
4
yeah.
years or whatever, right? So
It's like $5 million a
essentially
year or something.
the amount per year goes down because they're stretching out his contract, but they have to fucking have that on their fucking cap. They have to have
Forever.
that in their books. But they fucking applied to the league to try and get it removed for an injury exemption.
Yes.
Which I'm pretty sure he's playing for somebody
He's
else.
signed with a professional team in Europe, but he's not playing yet.
Yeah.
Because he's hurt. So it's like, what if the league's like, if he never plays for the European team this season, then we'll give it to you.
Yeah,
And
I have no
then
idea.
the Magic front office hires a hitman to injure Timofey Mozgov so that he never plays.
Yeah.
That would be really messed up. Would you do it, though? Like, would you accept money from Mr. Hammond?
I wouldn't do it.
To go track down Timofey Mozgov and just, like, hit him in the knee with a hammer or something. I don't know. Something like that. Some mafia shit. Just to
who
get
knows,
that $5 million off the books for the Magic.
Who knows?
Ugh.
Let's just go into shout outs, dude. Let's do it.
Do yours.
All right. My shout out is developer.
Developers.
Right. There's 2 games that I really enjoy, and they're both made by a developer called Playdead. God damn it, dude.
You got this.
Playdead Games. Playdead Games.
Like you would tell a squirrel to do.
They made Inside and Limbo. These are 2 games that I can fucking absolutely and wholly fucking recommend.
I've seen one of them. I've seen you play one of them think it was Limbo.
So what both these games are side-scrolling puzzle games, and they are incredibly well made, incredibly well composed. The music, the ambiance, everything to these games is just a really fucking fun, challenging, and engaging experience. For anyone that really enjoys visual narratives, they enjoy like sort of indie games. These games don't spoon feed you information.
They're hard.
So they're hard to actually like get past the puzzles. You have to think through them and stuff. But the story that goes into the games, like there's no dialogue in these games. I mean, you're kind of just playing this guy who's going through an environment, and you're trying to solve these puzzles and stuff like that. And you're picking up these little bits of information in the background in order to like put this story together. And
they look beautiful too,
and they're gorgeous. The audio is fantastic. They're incredibly well choreographed. I know that sounds like really weird for like a puzzle game, but like every conflict that you get into, if there is like some type of time restriction
like
for
a rhythm,
they're like it's completely built to give you like a really fucking tense experience. And I would definitely recommend, so like Limbo, I would play Limbo first, and then Inside second. It's not like they're related in any other way other than like theme and general play style. The fact that they're both these side-scrolling puzzle games. Inside and Limbo from Play Dead Games.
My shout out is a show called Atypical. Season 3 comes out this week, so it's a good time to shout it out. Atypical is a show about an 18-year-old kid on the autism spectrum who basically like decides that he wants to have a girlfriend. It's a very funny show. It's very heartfelt. Like family is kind of like the core of the show. His relationship with his sister is really strong part of the show. Michael Rappaport plays his dad.
Michael Rappaport.
Yes.
I was like, is Bill Burr in this show?
Michael Rappaport plays his dad, and Jennifer Jason Leigh plays his bitch of a mom. I don't like her, but like in a good way.
Oh, fuck, what is it? I always get Jennifer Jason Leigh and Elizabeth Shue mixed up. Jennifer Jason Leigh is in
Hateful Eight.
Hateful Eight. Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of Jennifer Jason Leigh. There's something about the way she talks that bothers me. It's like she doesn't move the back of her mouth when she talks.
Okay. Yeah.
It's just a weird
thing.
I don't know.
Right.
Anyway, it's a very funny show, very heartfelt show. I really like it. It's really fun. It's like really easy to watch. One of those shows. Season 3 comes out on the 1st, November 1st. So next week, this week, I don't know. What day is it?
What day is today?
Yeah, I don't know.
Whatever.
Comes out soon, within the next 2 weeks. There's a lot of stuff coming out. Jack Ryan comes out on the 1st on Amazon season 2. John Krasinski, shout out. I'll shout out that. I like season 1 of that show. It's got the dude from Suits in it too. Meghan Markle's dad. What's that guy's name?
Oh, I don't know.
You know who I'm talking about.
Mr. Markle.
He says goddamn a lot. I mean, everyone in that show says goddamn a lot, but you know what I mean. Mr. Markle. That Mandalorian comes out on the 12th. There's stuff coming out. I'm excited. It's a good time. What is our Thursday? The Lighthouse. A Happy Halloween episode. Look forward to that. We're going to put a poll up. It's a weird poll, but it's 2 movies that are both new on Netflix, and they are the Eddie Murphy film Dolomite Is My Name and the Timothée Chalamet / Joel Edgerton / Robert Pattinson film The King, which is based on like a bunch of different Shakespeare works, directed by Joel Edgerton. That is the other one. They're very different, but they're both Netflix movies.
I really hope that The King wins. Really hope.
You're going to do this on every... You're such a cheater. Listen to your heart, listeners. If it's calling for you. That's our poll. Next month, we're going to have a bunch of spoiler episodes because at 2 different times, I will be out of town and Chris will be out of town. So we're going to have some extra spoiler episodes starting with Zombieland Double Tap next week. So that'll be fun. Other than that, I don't think there's any housekeeping stuff. Bang. Find us on social media, I guess. ChrisMichaelStott.com. You can read Chris's scripts. He is Chris Michael Stott on Instagram. I am Davinwell25 on Twitter and Instagram. The show is The Chris and Kyle Show on YouTube, on all podcasting platforms, on Facebook, on Instagram. It's tcaks pod on Twitter. The poll can be found on Twitter and Facebook. We will be back with The Lighthouse. We out.
We out. Stay weird.